Over the last 2 decades, you have spent your career advocating and creating opportunities for unprecedented employees while battling imposter syndrome, building high performing teams, and solving complicated problems and failing upwards. So, Chantal, my question to you is, in your remarkable journey to leadership, what obstacles did you face along the way and how did you handle them?
That's a really great question. I've faced many obstacles, and I say many because there have been a lot of instances where I've been the first or the only in this space. And the higher you climb in your career, the more lonely it becomes. And many people don't talk about the loneliness as you climb in your career. And the reality is, you don't necessarily have a blueprint or a guide or someone holding your hand along the way. So you're often making mistakes along the way. And as you're making those mistakes, you're learning from those mistakes and you're gaining stripes, if you will. But as I've made this journey, as I've went through this journey of leadership over the past decade, if you will, I've been with the same company and I've started at an entry level role and I worked my way up. And I believe what's worked in my favor is one, the fact that I had a very strong background in leadership. And prior to coming to this company, I had a track record of proven success building organizations from the ground up in the area of sales and customer service. That's really helped a great deal. And then also, I've had experience that I've gained from pursuing my master's degree in business administration, and that has helped as well. But that doesn't take away from the frustration, and it doesn't take away from the fear, and it doesn't take away from the questioning oneself as you're going through these brand new experiences for the very first time. And as an individual who had experience leading a team and was a leader and starting from the bottom and working my way up, there were instances where the imposter, if you will, crept in and stated, hey, you may not have that opportunity of redemption, if you will, to get back in that space of being a leader. However, to quiet that imposter, the things that I prided myself in was intentionality. So coming into a new organization, I had that mindset, hey, I've done this before. I've recreated myself. I've rebuilt built that pathway of success. And I came in with a strategy. And that strategy was centered around having an understanding of the ins and outs of the organization, what makes it thrive, what our customers are saying, where are the gaps, where are the holes, what needs to be fixed. I also wanted to make sure I had a group of individuals who were in my corner. So individuals who would speak on my behalf in spaces that I wasn't yet welcome into. And I also wanted to make sure I understood the ecosystem of our organization, not just in the division that I worked in. I wanted to understand how all of the pieces work together. So, in understanding how all of the pieces work together, I can insert my genius, if you will, and say, hey, I'm leveraging my beginner's mindset and, questioning why and asking, what if we did it this way? And how would this impact our profitability if we looked at it from this space, and really leaning into that. Yes, there were instances where it was scary. Yes, there were instances where I felt that I was biting off more than I can chew, but it wasn't about me in that moment. It was about what can I do in this moment to help the next person, the next woman of color, avoid that feeling of being an imposter or that feeling of not being heard or seen or not being able to take up space. So every instance when that fear would creep in, I would say, hey, this isn't just for me. This is something greater than me, and forge ahead. But with that intentionality, it did help me to navigate a lot of uncharted waters. I became the first Black female vice president in my division in 2021. And I say that with a great deal of pride because while I am the first, I don't plan to be the last. So continuing that intentionality and making sure that we as an organization and me as an individual is creating space and taking up space so that others like me can have those opportunities as well, but don't have to travel that same road that I did.
Truly inspiring, I must say, Chantal. It's very impressive to see women advocate. The last question to our episode today: what is your advice to women and minorities aspiring for leadership positions as yours? And how can they better prepare for the challenges that they will invariably face?
Oh, that's a really, really great question. I would say that I do think that it is important that you, as an individual, are not so quick to diagnose yourself with imposter syndrome. I know oftentimes when individuals are setting out on a journey to do something for the first time or doing something that very few individuals have done before, oftentimes this fear sets in or this inner critic sets in that says what you can't do. And I would encourage you to combat that inner critic with the things that you have accomplished, the things that you have overcome, the things that you have done amazingly well. I would also encourage women who are looking to embark on a journey of executive leadership to not just have a mentor. Mentors are amazing and they give a great deal of advice. They can share their experiences. But I do think that it's equally important to have a sponsor. A sponsor or sponsors are those individuals who can speak on your behalf in spaces where there's a great deal of power and influence over your career. And these individuals can make decisions happen. And I know most of the women in my circle are amazing. They're smart. They're, you know, entrepreneurs. They're individuals that I look up to as well. But one of the things that we say in that space of why it's important to have a sponsor is those accolades look amazing and they sound good on paper, but it's not enough to be exceptional. It's not enough to be great. It's not enough to be smart. It only will get you so far. And I know it's sad to say that, but I do think that it's important to marry your exceptionalism, your hard work, and the things that make you amazing with sponsorship, individuals who can help you overcome that barrier to entry of getting to that next phase in your career. So I would say those are the two things that have carried me to this space is one, not being so quick to diagnose everything as imposter syndrome. And while many of us have our gifts of being talented and being exceptional, that's great. But how do you elevate that to the next level? You elevate that by having a sponsor who supports you and speaks on your behalf in spaces where they're discussing opportunities that may not be posted on the jobs board, right? And they have you in mind. So I do want to make sure that I call that out as well.
Thank you so much. A big shout out to you, our amazing guest, Shantel Love, and for sharing your insights and inspiring us all. We appreciate your valuable contribution, Chantal. And you have any parting words for our aspiring women?
Absolutely. Just in the vein of DEI, I'm a big DEI advocate, and my definition of DEI is simple: just take care of your people. If you take care of your people, they'll take care of you. And I say this in the spirit of you don't have to be anything other than who you are to be successful. I didn't learn that early on in my career. I was modeling after my bosses who were mostly male, mid-age, with stay-at-home wives. And I'm not a middle-aged male with a stay-at-home wife. And it's okay to be you. And what I mean by that, bringing your authentic self to work, even those things that society may have told you isn't acceptable. I come from a single parent household, And those experiences that I had growing up in that single parent household are those very experiences that continue to drive me. And those are the things that continue to allow me to relate and to be successful in this space. So everything that you are is enough.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Chantal. And thank you for listening. And until next time, stay tuned for future episodes of podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you.